I reach the 3rd floor. After turning a corner and going on for a while, it finally comes into view. The announcement room. Oh, we're almost done with Mitsuru's story then. The stories all seem to, like, reach their, well, not done, but the halfway point, I guess, because they all end up saying to be continued, but they all seem to get, like, near their end point whenever Rise starts being able to contact people. This is where Kujikawa is supposed to be.
Are you Kirijo-san? Kirijo?
As I open the door, 2 students greet me. One of them is the voice I heard through my persona, Kujikawa, I presume. The other is a girl I didn't see on the video.
Hang tight, Miss President. We'll be okay now that help's arrived. Kirijo-san, this girl got dragged into this mess too. We have to help her before that general comes back.
So you're Kujikawa. Sorry, but I'll need you to step back.
Huh?
I turn to face Miss President. How dare she pretend to be a student council president when Mitsuru was a student council president?
We meet at last. Astounding. You really do look human. But you're not, are you, Labris?
The girl jumps at hearing this. Kujikawa still looks unsure, but I can't drag her into this. I place myself between her and Labris.
Huh? What do you mean she's not human? Isn't she a victim who got dropped inside the TV?
Labris being a victim is one way to see it. But if what I've learned thus far is accurate, then the one who set up this Grand Prix is most likely.
Labris, our records show that you were loaded with special equipment, undoubtedly a function that affects thoughts and scrambles recognition. That's why we saw and heard illusions whenever we fought. It would also explain General Teddy's appearance, and those who met you believing you to be human.
Special equipment? Labris? What are you talking about?
Labris's protests of ignorance sound as if she's in denial about something she already knows. It's tragic, hearing the desperation in her voice.
I'm sure the reason why you captured 2 people with analytical personas wasn't just to keep them from interfering with your designs. I came to a realization when I noticed I was the only one who sensed that noise. An analytical persona's searches clash with your ability. They dispel illusions, so you needed to confine them. You feared that if they caught you off guard and used their persona's ability, this would happen.
With that, I summon my persona, Artemisia. Just as I expected, noise immediately runs across Labris's body. Oh wow, Mitsuru is going to reveal her robot half. It's usually Shadow Labris that does this to Labris. It's exactly the sensation I felt before each round in the tournament. Artemisia cancels out the force, scrambling our senses, and the illusion begins to wear off. Little by little, the facade fades away, and her true appearance emerges.
No! What's going on?
You're a robot!
This can't be.
What was your motive, Labris? Was it revenge in the end? I can understand why you'd hold a grudge. I caught glimpses of it on my way here. But your hatred should be centered on the Kirijo group. Why drag innocent students into your vendetta?
Kirijo group? No. I don't want to remember. Never again. Miss President, Kirijo-san. She seems to be in a lot of pain. I don't know exactly what's going on here, but you can't push her any further.
At that moment, Labris grabs the equipment on her back that I had mistaken for wings. It suddenly separates and transforms into a giant battle axe that's larger than she is.
Miss President?
Get back! Hurry!
Labris approaches one step at a time, her axe at the ready. Her steps seem uncertain, but she's moving with battle clearly in mind.
The injunction against harming humans has been removed? I see. No wonder she was sealed away.
Behind me, I hear Kujikawa pleading.
Is there no other choice but to fight?
I won't let you do any more damage, Labris. It's me you want.
Is there no choice but to fight? In this fighting game spin-off? That's madness!
Shut up! Shut up! I ain't like that!
Okay, so we're fighting normal Labris, not Shadow Labris. Where did Shadow Labris go? She out getting a coffee? Activation 1999. Suddenly it's gonna be a dancing game. Yeah, all of a sudden we're gonna be playing Persona 4 dancing. I'm gonna have to call Michael. Wrecked. What are you? Oh, wow. Okay, that was impressive, I'll admit. There's no escape for you, by the way? Persona! Get wrecked. I want to do Mitsuru's ult. Hey, calm down. Calm down. Get back. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Alright. Yo, triangle into other move, pretty good. Destroyed. Triangle into L1, pretty good. Labris remains still. I can hear her muttered denials. She didn't use a persona, but it's possible that her mental instability prevented her from doing so. It might have been a blessing in disguise.
I don't intend to turn a blind eye to the sins committed against you. That is why I must bring you back.
Labris is the mastermind. Not only of this tournament, but maybe of the entire incident. What if Labris wasn't stolen, but instead escaped? Ooh, I guess that could be possible. But how did Labris escaping lead to that one van that Naoto saw driving off? That seems unlikely. Considering her powers, it's possible she deluded the ordinary human hijackers. Oh, yeah, I guess she could have, like, illusioned them from inside the case. That'd be pretty wild. There's no knowing when Labris regained her consciousness inside her cage. What if she hadn't awakened on opening it? What if she was already conscious inside there? She had been sealed for roughly 13 years. More than enough time to formulate a plan.
If that was indeed the case, it'd make more sense for this to be a plan devised by Labris, rather than an unknown party suddenly stealing her away. I can't imagine how much resentment such a small, artificial body could hold. A tragic mastermind, huh?
Huh? Mastermind? You got it wrong, Kirijo-san. That girl's not...
Kujikawa calls out from behind me. But just as she does, I feel an imminent threat rushing towards my back.
What?
I turn around in surprise. It can't be.
Looks like you've saved me some time while I was out running errands.
Did you remember to get the milk?
You're...
General Teddy gives an evil smirk. An extremely powerful version of the noise, far worse than before, is everywhere around us. Kujikawa squats down while covering both her ears. It's all I can do to keep from falling to my own knees.
What's going on? This is Labris's interference pattern.
That's right. As thanks for cornering the real one, I'll show you something.
Oh, is it the cutscene of General? Yep, we've seen this one before. Skip. The noise lifts once the mimicry is dispelled, but what it reveals is something I hadn't expected.
Another Labris?
It's Labris's evil twin. Hey, to be continued. All right, not bad. Mitsuru's story. Oh, hello! Finally unlocked another story, and it's Labris's. Interesting. Who the heck is right here? We have not seen hide nor tail of Ken, Junpei, or Yukari, so I don't think it would be any of them. What other character is left that could show up right here? Shadow Labris? Does Shadow Labris get her own? I'm gonna be honest, I didn't think either of the middle two would open until we finished Akihiko and Aigis. Alright, you did fight someone else in Narukami's story? Did I? Oh, Elizabeth is in this game! I completely forgot that Elizabeth was in this game. She only showed up once, like in the first 2 hours. Elizabeth gets her own story? Elizabeth ain't doing crap other than just wandering around minding her own dang business. Well, let's go. We're gonna keep with what I planned originally. We're gonna do Akihiko and then Aigis. Hey, we're at about 50% complete of this story mode. Then apparently, I guess this is the story mode of Ultimax, which is different from Arena's story mode. And then there's some question mark in the middle. Dude, I get it. It's a Persona game, but it's a fighting spinoff. Why is there so much to this game? Oh my goodness. Let's go, Akihiko. Oh, never been in South America Alley.
Long way from home.
South America in an alleyway is where Akihiko was like, I can train here. This music is killer. Ever since I left Japan, I've been constantly searching for places to test my strength. Before I knew it, I'd wound up on the back end of the globe. As I walk down a dark alley, a dry wind blows. Is this track an original Persona 3 track? I don't recognize it. I can see people inside the buildings, but I don't sense any life here. Oh, yeah, I do remember this from Persona 3. I hate it. I actually hate this track. The part that I hate suddenly came on, and I was like, oh, yeah, this garbage. It's very, very rare that Persona music misses, but ooh, baby, this music misses hard. It sucks. One of the worst tracks in Persona history. Just because it's quiet doesn't mean that it's anything close to safe, though. Well, it just shows that not everywhere in the world is affluent. I sense a hostile presence from somewhere. I glance around and see two thugs smirking at me with narrowed eyes. Our gazes meet and suddenly those thugs, a seedy-looking large man and a thin man, stand before me.
Yo, bro, haven't seen your mug around here. Lucky thing we noticed you. Come on, man, spare us some change.
What is this accent?
We just need a little, man. We'll double it in no time in that gambling den over there.
You're in my way. Move it.
The thugs are momentarily stunned by my answer, but their shock quickly dissolves into anger.
And we were being friendly. I should have pulled this on you at the start.
The large man's words produce a... what? I'm not reading that. He whips out what he believes is his trump card. There's no way that Akihiko thinks with words like that. There's no way. It's a gun! He's got a gun! He waves the muzzle in front of my face in a threatening manner.
A body like that, and you gotta resort to a gun? Pathetic. To begin with, do I really look like I carry that much money on me?
Ain't you Japanese? Most Asians stupid enough to come waltz around here are loaded.
Wow. Racist. Punch him.
Come on, give me everything you got, or it's gonna be your brains on the floor.
Akihiko pulls out his evoker and he's like, you can't shoot me, I'll shoot myself. The large man is quite short-tempered. I wonder if his mood swings are due to the lack of calcium in his diet. I guess you really don't get to choose what you eat when you live in a place like this. The large man apparently realizes that he can simply take my cash when I'm dead, and his fat finger squeezes the trigger before I can reply. A gunshot rings out and sends a shockwave through the alley's dry air.
Son of a bitch!
The large man stands stupefied. He recollects himself and throws a few more rounds my way.
What the? What kind of hit him?
He's an anime character. You can't ever defeat him. You don't even have a character portrait. You stood no chance. It's because I'm dodging his shots, not the bullets. They obviously move faster than the human body. When a slow man uses a gun, the problem is that he has to point the gun where he wants to send the bullets, and I can see him doing that because I have eyes. I'm just reading his gun's movements and getting out of his line of fire before he shoots. It's that simple. Dude, I love Akihiko. I bet he thinks there's something wrong with the gun, or that he's not aiming well. Some people. I think he's the embodiment of the phrase, big head, little wit. He never realizes what's happening. I dodge his hail of bullets and quickly close the distance to my attempted murderer. I get a good look at his face contorting in fear and confusion.
Checkmate.
Oh, he challenged him to a game of chess and destroyed him. I strike once, burying my fist into his porcine gut. There's no way Akihiko thinks of adjectives like this. His body lifts off the ground for a brief moment before it collapses on the ground. The massive impact lifts a huge cloud of dust and the man doesn't stir.
You should be more careful who you pick your fights with.
You bastard!
The thin man pulls something from his pocket. I hear the loud click of a switchblade being unfolded. He drops into a crouch, coiled and ready to strike.
At least you know the basics.
The reprobate extends his arm and thrusts the dully shining knife towards me in a telegraphed attack. Oh my word. The text of this game makes me want to die sometimes. I get inside his arm and swipe the attack angle of the blade out of the way with my right hand, striking my left underneath his jaw. Since he attacks in the most obvious fashion, I repel the attack with the most obvious counter. The uppercut lands flush and the man is cast into the air as he utters an undignified scream.
I gotta hand it to you for not abandoning your pal.
Sheesh. I didn't come on a journey to waste my time getting into scrapes that don't even rate as a good warm-up. Although, honestly, pretty much all that I had encountered so far in my training was a continuous morass of tedious quarrels. Now, up ahead. Huh? I noticed that the dust from the fat man's landing has gotten on my cape and I brush it off. This is the only mark that I took from the encounter. Bodily injuries will heal over time even if they're left alone, but the same can't be said about one's clothing.
Damn, that was impressive stuff.
Someone speaks to me out of the blue. I glance over and see a man who looks like a bartender hesitantly emerge from a nearby bar. It seems he was watching the whole thing unfold.
What a fight! And against a man with a gun? Are you a ninja or something?
That's not important. We're the police. I'd have thought all the gunfire would catch their attention.
The bartender responds to my bewilderment by laughing in an even more dumbfounded manner and shrugs.
Things like that happen all the time. The only authority here is the cartel.
What on earth is happening? When they were making this game and they were like, hey, we need an intro bit for Akihiko to show he's been, like, going places and doing stuff. Let's just drop him in, run down South America and talk about drug cartels. Genius.
Everyone who's not connected dies in poverty. That's been how it works for over 50 years.
You see.
Those who are not connected. Upon hearing that, a bitter feeling wells up inside me. Everything in this world relies on connections, and connections are just another form of power. People say that's what's most important can't be obtained by power, but I figure that means the other 99.9% of everything is simply a matter of power. That includes one's lifespan. And at times, the lifespan of those close to you as well.
Hey, why not stop in for a drink? It's on the house. Seeing what you did made my day.
The bartender's cheerful voice snaps me out of my ruminations.
Are you sure? The cartel you mentioned might not like that.
Hey, I'll get off easy compared to you. All I did was offer you a drink, not beat the hell out of their goons.
A drink, huh?
You have the good stuff in stock?
The good stuff.
Huh?
It's hard to obtain that certain something around here. I haven't had any for a couple days now.
I swear if he says protein.
Actually, I'm starting to go into withdrawal.
What is it you're talking about, mister? Listen, I run a clean bar.
Protein.
Yep.
I need a double shot of protein.
If you could just give it to him, like, in a syringe that he could inject into his veins, that'd be great.
Huh? Oh.
Make it quick. It's only half as effective 30 minutes after I've burned some calories.
Sorry, I don't know that brand. Is that some kind of sake?
No. It's alright if you don't have any.
Sheesh, what am I thinking? You never know unless you try, but it was pretty stupid of me to expect that a bartender in a dive bar like this would have protein drinks. I shake my head and collect myself. When I finally return to Japan, I'll have all the protein my muscle fibers are crying out for. It sounds great just thinking about it. Mountains of protein. Protein as far as the eye can see. But my daydreams of what a world of infinite protein would be like are interrupted. I take out my cell phone and see that I've received an email. There are 3 important things on the sub-display. The first thing is the icon that tells me that international roaming service is in effect. Second is the name Kirijo. And the last thing is the word urgent.
Looks like opportunity's knocking sooner than I expected.
Yo, this music, I'm vibing. I can't hide my smirk. The fact that the message is urgent means that I'm being summoned for a mission.
Fine with me. I haven't found any opponents worth my time here anyway.
Well, don't worry, Akihiko, you're gonna get to beat up some teenagers and a robot. Let's go. Plus, the training journey I'm on was in preparation for these missions. It was my way of showing that I would be suited for taking on these special missions as a professional. It seems that either my plan is working or that this is fate telling me that the time to display my results has come.
I can't wait to see what kind of challenge there is in store for me now.
I imagine what this unknown enemy could be and thrust my left fist proudly towards the foreign winds. I can't keep my body from trembling with excitement, and I plant my fist into my right palm.